honestly, there were so many people that were messaging me as well, like asking where you were and if you're okay. Okay, and you're only going to talk about things you're comfortable talking about.
Okay. Basically, for the last 15 years, a lot has been going down that I just kept very private.
But obviously, you needed your own time because things were fresh. You know as well that it's sometimes hard when it's coming from family for us to realize that it's abuse, be it mental or physical.
Social media is a fantasy. It is a hyper zoom on a piece of my life. He attacked me physically again. My nose was swollen. I was bleeding from my lip.
Our guest, be our guest. Why am I singing be our guest? I'm such a Disney whore. Hi guys, welcome to the new episode where we're quarantining and eating salmon.
So basically,
What you're gonna do is dance.
like, I don't know, she said like she was at home and then her brother called and not her brother called, like she decided to take her mom out or something. Oh, sorry, I'm getting the timeline of things weirded out. I can't remember.
Is that why you had the chance to do that? Were they out of the house?
Yeah, so he took Mama Meeks out of the house to like festival. And then halfway through he heard Mama Meeks arguing on the phone. Was staying over that night, and then somehow this like escalated into a fight, and Mika called. He's like, listen, I didn't say anything about you to or whatever, and then like, I'm gonna like kill you, like I'm breaking your room, I'm breaking everything in it, like if you come here I'll kill you, blah blah blah. And then Mika was like, literally, he's like, he got in a car. I can't tell if he was in a car or not, but he's like, I'm going to go to the police station. And then apparently one police station told him to go to the one in Moerz or something. I don't know. But like something, not Moerz, something like that.
Okay? In Dubai? He used to go to Sharjah police.
Well, they told him to go to some other branch. So he was on the way there, and then his father calls and he's like, don't go to the police because we have it like under control. You just come here and like come back with me to like my apartment in Dubai. And then Mika's like, no, I'm not going to do that because, you know, I have finals coming up, like my studio is there, like everything's there. Like he's like, why should I go for you? Like, why should I leave? And honestly, look, I get it's not the right thing to do, but why should he have to leave his space because throwing a tantrum? Like, why can his parents not? The boy can't afford to stay by himself, I'm sure. So why are his parents allowing him to be? He broke that entire apartment, like literally. That's not even a joke. I thought I was going to see like a broken lamp or something, but
he's breaking dishes all night. I'm sorry to this man and his psychotic breakdown or breakthrough. I don't know what part of life he's in, but it's just fucked up. And it's more disrespectful. Like, I feel bad for Mama Meeks. Like, you know, this girl can paint like 50 more dots, but Mama Meeks cannot repay all the hard work that she's put in. And if I was her, bitch, I would have disowned him. Period. Period.
But like, what was his excuse for doing that?
Hatred, bitterness, a lack of empathy, which appears to be a constant.
Like, it's so like, this is completely not normal.
You
like,
think you're confused? What do you think Sharjah police is feeling? Wait, let me move the Adidas on my boobs so they see me when I'm coming.
I'm so just like, wow. And she was saying like how she had the best day, how it was all perfect and like dreamy, and then like shit hits the fan. And I'm just like, yes, but this keeps happening to you. I was like, you keep having these moments where life's like going up and then something happens. Yeah. You completely crash down. I was like, don't allow these people to keep doing this to you. Don't allow them to keep.
My thing is like, it's always like, I'm not saying she's manifesting it, but I'm also not saying that. Where it's like every single good thing that happens in your life, it's immediately followed by a tragedy. And now I'm thinking in my head, are you setting these up mentally? Are you like some like if it happens once or twice, it's like the boy who cried wolf. I feel like the more times that
But the thing is, like,
you know, and I'm trying not to be insensitive.
you're not being
Like complete
sensitive. I just think that she has become also used to this pattern because she keeps letting them do this to her. It's like the same way, like if you
yeah.
expected more. I mean, I'm not. We say things to each other all the time, and we know where it's coming from. At least you and I do. So it's like, for example, it's like you expecting your parents to be a certain way with you and your life that they won't be. It's like me expecting my, mom to be a certain way with me that it won't happen. And I'm not going to like get hurt because I expect it because it just won't happen. Like,
Yeah.
just accept it because the more you think that these people are going to change and going to give you some kind of happiness, they won't. They just won't.
Yeah. It won't. And you shouldn't that shouldn't be the end goal. It's to try and make other people happy because you cannot make everyone happy, including family. And people think, oh, that's these statements only apply to
Other people.
friends or other people. Yeah, but in your family sometimes. It's like you're on two different not let alone not even chapters or pages. You're on two different books. You could be living in the same house. And that's just a fact. And also, more than that, you can't let people walk over you. And that's the issue here, is that he's been walked over for so long and it's become a necessity. Like, if he's not being walked over, he doesn't feel like he's experiencing love, which is, that goes into like the whole other issue of like not feeling enough and all of that. But not to delve too deep, to talk about this situation right now, he's being walked over by this person, and it's not fair. It's not fair to her. It's not fair to his mother. It's not fair to the people around you, people you love, to see you in that position. Like, we've seen you in lots of positions, sis, but I don't want to see you in that one.
I just don't like know what to say to her. Like, I'm not even like when she showed me that picture, I was just like annoyed. Like, not with her, but I was just annoyed with the situation. Like, listen, you have.
No, same. I just said, hey, I was like, I'm sorry that this sick, twisted has done this, and you don't deserve to go through that. What more can I say to someone who's already been in this position before? If his first response is, I'll go to the police, clearly this is not a situation of like, oh fuck, this big fight happened or this big thing happened. What am I gonna do? What are my options? I feel like that's the rational way for the normal person to think. But if you've already like established the steps that you're gonna take, this is becoming a pattern. This is becoming a habit and a cycle that you need to break.
It's gonna send her on a spiral again. She's gonna definitely go.
If not right now, yeah, she's gonna spiral.
Hey guys, so Mika's finally here, and we actually managed to get in touch yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, right.
So he called me, and we're just here now. We've been working the whole day. We are, just proactive about what we want to do.
We've done so much.
I feel like my cat constantly wants to be on film, and it's just, okay.
So yeah, what happened? What didn't happen? So basically, for the last 15 years, a lot has been going down that I just kept very private, and you knew about it, Mo knew about it. I think like only 4 people actually knew the situation that was going on.
Yeah.
And it was constantly. It went on and on. I am currently still living. I hope that by the time this episode is up, I am not.
Yeah.
I'm living in a very abusive house with very abusive people, and I left my house a few years ago.
Yeah.
7 years ago, and then I moved back in 4 years ago, and nothing has changed. Sadly, you know.
Yeah. I feel like, look, honestly, there were so many people that were messaging me as well, like asking where you were and if you're okay. And I think people also don't realize, like, of course, like for a while, like we couldn't, like, we weren't not talking, as in like not that we weren't friends, but obviously you needed your own time because things were fresh.
Yep.
And I think that we, connected, and then we kind of talked about everything that happened, and I think that people obviously instantly worried because people outside of it didn't know that so much was happening. And I feel like now that they do, they're also able to look at social media and be like, okay, because I feel like we do try to portray everything that's happening in our lives, and I think it isn't about not showing the negative, but it's about not giving the negative life and just because you've done so much despite that situation. You're not a victim of any situation.
I think I just wanted to create a space for myself where none of the problems were happening, and that's what I used my social media for. And I kept saying this so many times, but no one would believe me. Social media is a fantasy. It is a hyper zoom on a piece of my life at one point that I took and we gave birth, sort of gave life to, and that was just it. On social media, I was this happy-go-lucky kid with my family, and I made them my sort of co-stars.
You know what I mean? Especially I know your relationship with your mom, you're so close to her and you do a lot, and it's the same with me. So I know again, it is a lot. It's family, and I feel like it's very different. I feel like again in Western culture, we're talking about you come from Middle Eastern background, and I'm from a South Asian background. It is. There are certain things that are very different. Our familial bonds are quite strong.
And no matter what happens, we're always conditioned to never go against the family and never disappoint them.
Yeah.
Yet they disappointed me so many times over the last 15 years, and it wasn't just they were screaming at me or they weren't giving me things. No, this was physical, mental, and verbal, stressing on the physical abuse part of it. And to just go into my house and find it completely shattered into pieces. I'll send you the pictures to add to your vlog. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane.
No, I honestly, not even to be shady, when you first told me, I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know the pictures you were gonna send me, and when I saw the apartment, because I thought it was just a tantrum that blew out of proportion. I didn't even think that it was that bad, but it was so bad, and I felt like it was such a disrespectful thing for that person to do, because it wasn't just an attack against you. It was like an attack.
No, and then when I went up, he attacked me physically again. Keeping in mind that 3 weeks ago, from the time we're filming this episode, he physically attacked me to the point where I was my head was swollen, my nose was swollen, I was bleeding from my lip. You saw it. I didn't go on camera, and I said to people,
no, I'm glad that you did it.
I'm taking a digital detox, and I'm I presented it as if I was living this very bohemian lifestyle of I don't want to talk to anyone. But no, I really couldn't talk to anyone, because if I would have been on camera, people would have seen that I was in a fight.
Yes. And also, let's not ignore the very nasty aspect of social media where people do say, people do things for attention. That is a very real side.
We have a friend.
For every single thing.
We have a friend that thinks that I'm doing things for attention constantly. We're not going to mention who he is.
Okay.
But I was giving my talk at my last mental health talk.
Okay,
I was giving a talk about mental health, which to me gratefully came and supported me, and then it's in one of his vlogs.
Yeah, I'll link it.
Someone literally took the mic and said, as if they were saying their story, and looked to me and they were like, you need help because lying is not the key. And I was like,
wait, oh.
You remember that whole conversation?
But honestly, I found the whole situation funny.
I was like, and what was really interesting to me is I dated this person for a point in time for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And that person thinks just because they dated me for a couple of weeks that they have authority and knowledge about my full life when they know nothing and will know nothing.
Yeah.
And
I think that the most important thing about our community, the kaleidoscopic community, is that a girl can say something to you, but also if push comes to shove, some of these people are there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not perhaps in the same sense that,
Yeah.
you know, some of us are as friends, but they're very much there in their support of what's wrong and what's right.
Yeah.
And what happened, you know, and what you've been going through is wrong. And I think it's important for people to know as well that it's sometimes hard when it's coming from family for us to realize that it's abuse, be it mental or physical, because we're like, oh, it's family. So because we've been conditioned that way, where we're like, oh, it's family and it's supposed to be okay, it's not. It's even harder for you to identify that that is abuse. And just because you're family doesn't mean family can like break you and physically and mentally abuse you and you're just going to say, oh, it's all right because that's family. No, that's a very backward way of looking at things. If somebody is creating this much harm in your life, you know, you have to take a step towards putting
an end to it. And for the longest time I thought the end to it would be to end my life, and it scared a lot of my friends. It scared you so many times, and it reached a point now where it's like, I'm not angry at them and I'm not sad at them, I'm angry at myself. And to me that is the worst thing to feel, because it took me a long time to heal and to sort of come out of this negative space once before. It took a lot, and you know it, and now to sort of just look back and think, wow, I wasted the last 4 years of my life going after people that don't value me, don't love me, and don't respect me, even though I showed them all the love and the care in the world that a son could show, and they still managed to disappoint me. And you know, in retrospect, everything happens for a reason, and I think I learned so much from it, and I learned that I can endure so much and still rise above it. Like, put me under any hard situation and I'll make the best of it and I'll present it in the best way possible. But now, as I like to finally be able to talk about it in public, and I mean it in the best ways ever. This is just a small part of my life, but to still talk about it is just a weight lifted off my shoulder, and it gives me so much liberty and freedom to go and now chase all my dreams.
Because now you've accepted that situation and you've seen it for what it is, and now you're like, okay, that's one chapter in my life, on to the next one, and on to better things.
And like, look at today. It's what day.
We've had a great day, guys. Like, we have just been
very productive.
And like, we've been discussing like not just like my brand, and like there's something weird going on with my hair, guys. It's really funny. But anyway,
we're brainstorming for his next campaign. Where we both worked on our CVs. We both applied.
We were
to
like
stuff.
applying for things left, right, and center. He did a full-on like test for some brand, which I have no idea what was going on, but you know.
I didn't either.
I had no idea. At least she got like some of the stuff right, but I was like, no. I chain smoked in my bathroom while we were doing this test.
It was a very weird test. It was a very weird test,
But moral of the story, you're good. You're recovering. You're taking the time that's needed for you, and
because I have great friends like you. Really, I keep saying this, and I can't stress it enough. The last 2 days have shown me that people cared, and it's such a weird and foreign concept to me.
But of course, people care for you. You have so many people, like not just like our relationship is different. Like, people on your Instagram obviously do care. You know, a portion of them that do follow you do care realistically about what happened. I'm not saying everyone cares, because sometimes people just love the drama, and people love to like, oh my God, are you okay? But it's like, sweetie, you know, it's not real. It's very like, okay, I want to be concerned about this person because I want them to think like I'm concerned, but realistically they're not concerned. They don't really.
No, for sure, 100%. And it's just so nice to see the people that are in my direct community of like creators and creatives reach out to me and be very sincere and be very genuine. And when you work in an industry that we're all sort of pinned against each other because we're all going after the same opportunities. And to once out of nowhere just see people calling me nonstop, texting me, wanting like an update every minute just to make sure that I am safe. It's so heartwarming, and it's just, that's the foreign aspect of it. Like, you know, we're friends, we're family because we've been in each other's lives, but like
for so long.
Other people, it's just like you see them at events or at clubs or stuff like that.
And I think also people see things and they I think, you know, we've had our share of ups and downs, but people think that friends are supposed to be just like one constant. And yeah, great, there are a lot of relationships that are like that. But realistically, you know, we've all grown as with age you mature, and we've overcome our own share of, you know, and when you look back on those things, you're like, what were we even
doing?
Yeah, you know. So I think what's important for people to remember is to live their life, you know, and surround themselves with love and ignore all of the other stuff. I mean, face up to it, own it, make it a part of your story, and go on. You know, that's what's important.
It's fine. It's gonna be okay, guys. I'm just happy that life is going on in a good direction for once.
No. Like,
yeah.
My cat just loves the camera. He's like, sorry to you girls.
It felt very
furry.
No, well, yeah, but like, what's that movie?
Oh, like a villain, like a Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Villainous.
The Godfather.
Oh, also, guys, Mo was supposed to show up for our work session today, but never showed up.
I just want to see the footage.
I just feel like, you know what, if she had a career that she was passionate about, she would understand what it's like, but she doesn't.
Replay the part from yesterday when he was bitching about where I am.
Yeah, exactly, because, you know.
I mean, I disappeared because I was...
No, we talked about her in like season 3, where we were like, she never showed up for that shoot, and she watched it, and she's like, oh my god, you guys were going in on me. I was like, yeah. But
it would have been
we
really
are.
nice to see him today, because I really needed to like see my close bond today. But it's fine.
I'm sorry to you, but she's creating some kind of amazing Oscar-worthy vlog episode. And you know, people as simple, like who create simple vlog videos like mine, can never relate or understand.
Oh no, and people who create simple graphics and animation like mine, you know, we can never.
You can never relate.
Yeah,
No.
Fuck my drag.
Same, honestly. Okay.
No, we love you, Mo. Anyways, deuces.